All right, guys, welcome back, fam. We are going to talk today about 2025 real estate and what happened in the market. And the honest reality is we had a tale of two halves, okay? The first one was busy and competitive, which was the spring and summer of 2025, but followed by a cooler winter and fall. Q4 slowed down a lot for us in real estate. But what I want to start with today is what was called the sales to original list price. What this means is, what did a home sell for compared to what it was listed for? So for example, if you have a house that was listed for $1 million, but it sold for $900,000, that's a 90% list price to sales price percentage, okay? Here in the AV, we started the year at 97%. It peaked at 98%, and we ended the year right at 96%. So following that pattern, in the beginning of the year, we're at 97, it peaked at 98, and then it dropped back down and cooled off in the wintertime. Sellers had leverage early, but buyers gained power throughout the year. The takeaway is there were fewer full price offers going on in the market, but there was more credits and negotiations. So what this does not show is that even though sellers were getting 97 or 98 or even 96% of the list price, they were actually giving up anywhere from 3 to 10% in credits to pay for buyers' closing costs, their agents' commissions, things like that. All right, next thing I want to go over is what's called absorption rate. Get those off there. Absorption rate, this is supply and demand. It's a scale of 0 to 12 months, with 5 months being a balanced market. Anything below 5 months is the seller's market, 0 being the strongest seller's market, and 12 months being the best buyer's market. So what this means is if we were to put no more homes on the market with the demand that we have and the inventory that we have, how fast would that sell? We started at 3.2 in the beginning of the year. It climbed up to 5.1 in summer, and then it dipped down to 4.1 by year end. This indicates solid summer activity, slower buyer movement in Q4. Let's talk about inventory. What was going on? Active listings, the active listings was anywhere from 1,000 to 1,450 throughout the year. And then it started to decline. New listings peaked mid-year and then dropped hard in November and December. Sold listings followed the same rhythm, strong mid-year. Inventory recently has shrunk, and it's not because of the demand. That's a part of it, but it's not 100% of it. Part of it is we do see more buyers coming back to the market with the recent drops in interest rate coming in. We just got below 6 today, we're at 5.99. But the other thing is we had less sellers coming onto the market too. So it's a mixture of increased demand, but also less people putting their homes on the market. Volume, how much money was going on in the real estate market? Active volume rose in the summer, again, softened by the end of the year. There's less money that moved around in Q4. This was a thinner and quieter market. So not as much money moved around at the end of the year. Days on market, how long did it take to sell homes? It averaged 60 days most of the year. So from the time you put a home on the market to when you actually got an offer on your property, it was about 60 days. In December, November, we were 70 plus days. Buyers slowed down and listings aged longer. Now here's the final takeaways. Heading into 2026, pricing sharply within the first to 14 days is important. Timing is leverage in today's market. The longer your home's on the market, the less you're gonna make. Focus on presentation, condition, photo, and staging. These properties are competing with fully rehabbed homes that are on the market right now. We're seeing a lot of that. So your conditioning, your photos, your staging, along with the pricing has to match up or compete. Win on terms. Agents and buyers and sellers, mainly the sellers, agents and sellers. You guys, when you're talking about list price and what we're gonna do to sell properties, you need to be talking about what credits are we gonna offer to help for buy downs or repairs, because one thing that is guaranteed, like Eric Decker touchdowns, is buyers asking for credits. So have conversations around what can we do to offer the buyer for their buyer's agent's commission to help pay down their closing costs on their loan or get a better interest rate. Buyers have opportunity, leverage wisely. Not every property you can negotiate. The right ones that are priced appropriately and are staged right, those sell fast. Probably wouldn't negotiate too much on those. Give your best offer. Closing line, 2025 wasn't a crash, it was a reset. The smart ones adjust early and take market share while others wait for perfect conditions to exist. In the shift book, it says this. There is a boat that is heading towards their destination. All of a sudden, they see a light in the background. and they get on the intercom and they get on the radios and they say, hey, Bo, we're heading your way. We're about to run right into you. Move, get out of the way. They don't hear anything. The light comes closer and closer. And just as they're about to hit it, someone comes on and they say, hey, Bo, this is the lighthouse. There's no moving here. You're going to have to change your course. And so what we tell agents is, in a shifting market, most people are waiting for things to move. The market is like a lighthouse. It's not moving. You have to move with it. And people realize that by the time it's too late. So notice that now, take advantage of it, and thrive in today's market. Talk to you soon.